Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to another video. Um, yeah, and if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Laddie, I'm a Roblox YouTuber. Yeah, this is another Forsaken Concept Killer. I've been working on this one for a while, and it's one that I've really been wanting to do this one for a while now, and, I think it's pretty cool. It's it was kind of a pain to balance. So if this ends up not being balanced, I really did try to make him balanced, okay? Um Another thing is, you know the drill. This is another video that I would really like feedback on. So after you finish watching this video, consider, giving me your thoughts in the comments, just, is the character unique? Do you think they'd be fun to play as, are they balanced? Yeah, just stuff like that. So, yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say. If you end up enjoying the video, consider liking and subscribing, and, yeah, enough stalling, let's get into it. Right, so the name of this killer is Avazandum. Avazandum. But you can just shorten it to Az, for for convenience purposes, I guess. And let's just start with his stats. So he is a 4-star killer. He could be considered 5-star, but just let me know in the comments if he should be 5 stars instead of 4. But I decided to just make him 4. He has 1,400 health. He has a regular walking speed of 7.5. He has a sprinting speed of 27.5. He has a maximum stamina of 110, stamina loss per second 9.5, and a stamina gain per second of 21. And, his terror radius is 60 stuns. So, pretty standard stuff. Let's just get into the actual meat and potatoes of his character. His passive is Parapsius Mind. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it exactly. I'll put it on the I'll put it on the screen, like the word. All survivors now leave a trail of footsteps behind them when walking that linger. These footsteps are only visible to Heartless Az. So basically, or as. Why did I say? Whatever. That was an accident. It'll basically work like every survivor has a John Doe trail behind them of footsteps. So, except it's gonna be long. It'd be way longer. So, yeah. Alright. Let's move on to his abilities. First things first. Strike of the Soul. This is his basic M1. It has a cooldown of 1.75 seconds. It does 25 damage. It has a windup of 0.4 seconds. It lingers for 0.25 seconds. It has a length of 7.5 seconds. Or studs, not seconds. And Heartless Az stabs forward with his sword. It's pretty standard M1, so not really anything special to say about it. Alright, let's get into the first ability. Now, this is where it starts getting kind of complicated. So, the first ability is called Heartless Dispatch. It is a cooldown of 14 seconds, and it does 20 damage. After a windup of 1 second, Az throws his sword forward at a speed of 100 studs per second. Once hit, the sword will be embedded into the survivor, and Az's M1s will be changed into a blast shot from his plasma gun. This is just purely a cosmetic change. If Heartless Az manages to hit the survivor embedded with an M1, before Heartless Dispatch comes off of cooldown, Heartless Az will I can't speak today, sorry. Will grab the sword, and before pulling it out, will receive a prompt to deal soul damage to one of the hit survivor's abilities. Soul damage is a unique effect that is only used by Az, and it works like this. Every time Heartless Az hits an ability that deals soul damage, the ability that Heartless Az decides to deal the soul damage to gets restricted for a certain amount of time. So basically, like, if you hit an Elliot, you can choose to restrict their rush hour, and it works like this. The first time an ability is affected with soul damage, it is restricted for 15 seconds. Like I said, if you hit an Elliot and decide to use it on rush hour, they can't use it for 15 seconds. The second time, it is restricted for 20 seconds. If they keep doing soul damage to rush hour, it'll then be restricted for 20 seconds. The third time, it'll be restricted for 25 seconds. If it's the same Elliot and they keep restricting rush hour, it'll be restricted for 25 seconds. And the fourth time soul damage is dealt to the same ability, the ability is unusable until either the survivor dies or the round ends. So if they kept dealing soul damage to the same survivor's same ability, it would eventually not be able to be used. So once the ability that Az has chosen to afflict with soul damage has been chosen, the embedded sword will be retrieved from the survivor, dealing 10 damage in the process, and the M1 will return to just the sword. Alright, now let's move on to the second ability, or the third. Blood of the Soul. It has a cooldown of 10 seconds. Az plunges his sword into the ground before retrieving it and leaving a small amount of purple liquid on the ground. Az can place a total of 4 Blood of the Souls at a time, and each Blood of the Soul is highlighted for Az the entire round. If Az presses the ability twice sequentially, so basically like you click it and then click it again really fast, Az will teleport to the nearest Blood of the Soul. The Blood of the Soul that is teleported to will disappear. Any survivors that are within the Blood of the Soul view of the Blood of the Soul teleported to will be pulled in and impaled on Az's sword, and will deal soul damage to one of the survivor's abilities selected by Heartless Az. It's wrote as Heartless Az in my script. I don't know why it is. I don't know why I decided to do that. But yeah, before being thrown off the blade by Az. Yeah, that's pretty simple. That's all. It's a simple ability. Now for the final ability, Distortion of the Soul. Now this one's a long one, so bear with me. Distortion of the Soul requires Az to kill 2 survivors before using. But once the kill requirement has been met, Az will call 2 souls into his hand from where the survivors were killed, before plunging the souls into his chest. Az can then choose to either choose Blood of the Soul or Heartless Dispatch to change to an upgraded version of the ability selected. The next time the ability selected to upgrade is used, it will be the upgraded version instead. Now, here's the upgraded versions, what the upgraded versions of each ability does. The upgraded version of Heartless Dispatch turns into a large blast, the same speed and size of Heartless Dispatch. So I forgot to write this in the thing, but it'll change into a large blast from his plasma gun. The same speed and size of Heartless Dispatch, but with a longer windup of 1.25 seconds. If the upgraded version of Heartless Dispatch is hit, it will deal 40 damage to the survivor and leave a small purple crack on the hit survivor's body. The survivor hit will be given speed 1 for 3 seconds. If Az manages to M1 the survivor within 10 seconds of the upgraded version of Heartless Dispatch being hit, Heartless Az will pick up the survivor and will deal soul damage to an ability chosen by Az, along with an extra 10 damage dealt to the survivor. The purple crack on the survivor's body will be absorbed by Az before throwing the survivor to the ground. Once the upgraded version of Heartless Dispatch is used, Heartless Dispatch will be put on a longer cooldown of 24 seconds. The upgraded version of Blood of the Soul changes the purple liquid placed into purple flames. Once an upgraded version of Blood of the Soul has been placed, it will be highlighted for all survivors for 4 seconds. The upgraded version of Blood of the Soul makes it so that any survivors that gets within view of Blood of the Soul will cause Az to automatically teleport to the upgraded Blood of the Soul. The survivor that triggered the upgraded Blood of the Soul will be pulled in and impaled on as a sword, dealing soul damage to the ability chosen by Az, dealing 25 damage as well. Once either the upgraded version of Heartless Dispatch or the upgraded version of Blood of the Soul has been used, the upgraded ability chosen will return to its original version, and the 2-kill requirement will be reinstated to use an upgraded version again of, an ability. So, yeah, that was Az for you. He was very complicated and just kind of a pain overall to balance, but let's get into a little bit of his lore. So, basically, a long time ago, Az used to be a great hero. Him and his partner, Dardanus, or D, they were great heroes together. However, they kept getting more and more powerful because they were the strongest heroes in the entire realm, in the entire multiverse, really. But they kept getting more and more powerful. But the thing is, Az was learning more and more knowledge because he was already incredibly intelligent, but he just kept learning more and more to the point where he got so smart that he can predict everything that happens before it even happens. Like, he will know what happens before you do it. So eventually he kept enhancing himself with cybernetic technology, and he just became more more machine than man. And he kind of just lost all purpose to his life because, I mean, he could predict everything that happened. There was nothing that was interest him in human interaction anymore. And thus he abandoned his partner and just he just went around the entire multiverse just killing all evil, desperately trying to find some meaning in his life again. Eventually, he made it to the realm of Forsaken, and that's where he's remained for a while now. He could technically leave whenever he wants to. The Spectre is too weak for him, but he stays there because it has given him something to do, a kind of purpose. Even though he knows what will happen in each match, he still does it because he's just desperately hoping for something, anything, to surprise him. So, yeah, that's basically it. As I said, please give me feedback in the comments. This is a video that I really want feedback on because, concepts, killers are just things that I really like having feedback on because they're important to me. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button and subscribing. As I said, give me what you thought of this killer in the comments. Join the Discord server, link in the description, yeah, I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!